The title of this video is Sexy Words, and excuse the title, but I couldn't resist it. You'll see why in a few minutes. So with Romance languages such as Spanish, Italian, or French, words get classified as either being feminine or masculine. So this is something very, very different to English. Now, it has nothing to do with the meaning of the word. So for example, gun is quite a masculine word, right? And in Spanish, that would be pistola. And pistola is actually a feminine word. So the gun would be la pistola. So it really has nothing to do with the meaning of the word. It's actually everything to do with how the word ends. So the ending of the word decides most of the time if the word is going to be classified as either masculine or feminine. Now, in general, if the word ends in O, it's going to be classified as a masculine word. If it ends in A, it will be classified as a feminine word. Bear in mind now that I'm talking about nouns. I'm not referring to verbs. So these are nouns like car or house or table, things like that. They're not to do with verbs. Now, if we have a word ending in a consonant, so it does not end in a vowel, then it can be either masculine or feminine. So that's something that we need to investigate a little bit deeper to find out which way the word actually got classified. It's not obvious on the surface. Let's look at some examples here. So we have libro, which is the word for book, and it ends in O, so it's a masculine word. Then if we have casa, which means house, it's ending in an A, so therefore it gets classified as feminine word. So that's the first important thing to take a hold of, is that if the word ends in O, it's normally automatically masculine. If it ends in A, it's normally automatically feminine. There are a few exceptions to the rule, but 99% of the time it follows this kind of default setting. Now, if we approach a word that ends in a consonant like papel, papel in Spanish means paper, and you can see there ending in an L. And this word is actually classified as being masculine. There's nothing on the surface to tell us. If we first saw that word papel and we had never come across it before, there's no way to know if it got classified as masculine or feminine. So you have to either hear it being spoken with other words in the language, or look it up in the dictionary or online, something like that, to discover which way it got classified as masculine or feminine. Now in English, we keep things very simple because we have the for everything. We don't classify words as masculine or feminine, and it's the for everything. But in Spanish, it works a little bit differently. If the word is masculine, the is going to become el. So, for example, the book would be el libro. But if the word was feminine, then the would be la. So we'd have la casa, for example. Let's go through it. So we have the book would be el libro, because it's a masculine word, so it's el libro. But if we have the house, it's a feminine word, it's la casa. So the can change between el and la, depending on whether the word is masculine or feminine. If we have, say, a word ending in a consonant, so we know the paper, we already know that paper is papel and it's masculine, then it would be el papel. Now the same thing applies to a. In English, it's very simple. It's everything, a ball, a house, a guy, a country, whatever, because we're not classifying the words. But in Spanish, is going to change. So if it's a masculine word, it would be un. And if it's a feminine word, it would be una. For example, a book we know is masculine libro, right? So it would be un libro. Or a house is casa, it's a feminine word ending in A, so it would be una casa. Again, if the word ends in a consonant, but we know it's masculine or we know that it's feminine, in this case, a paper would be un papel. So let's try and take all of that information and just distill it down into a nutshell. So the core information that we need to take away. If a word ends in O, then it will normally be classified as masculine, and it will be el or un. If a word ends in A, then normally it gets classified as feminine, and it's going to be la or una. If the word is ending in a consonant, there's no obvious thing on the surface to tell you, to indicate if it's masculine or feminine. So it can go either way. So you need to look it up or actually hear it in the spoken language to know which way Spanish classified that word. If this is your first time coming across learning a foreign language where they're classifying words as either masculine or feminine, then all of this can seem really kind of strange territory at first. But I promise you that after a little bit of practice, you'll find it very, very easily, and you'll quickly get used to classifying words as masculine or feminine. And this type of thing is at the very heart of Spanish, so it's very important that we feel comfortable and confident with the concept.